In conclusion, geezers, every diet will work if you follow these two principles, and these two principles are why you shouldn't change your dietary approach all the time.
3, 2, 1.
Stop changing your diet. It doesn't work. So I'm going to keep this video super simple because it's a really super simple message that I want to try and put across. Fasting, done it. Results? Yes. Keto, done it. Results? Yes. 1 meal a day, 6 meals a day, caveman, low carb, breast milk only. I've done them all, and guess what? They all work if you do them correctly. And the reason they all work is because they are all basically the same thing. We are manipulating our calories, whether that be a calorie deficit to lose weight, whether that be a surplus to gain weight or to build muscle. All that we're really doing by taking a certain diet approach is organizing those calories, those manipulated calories, organizing those calories in a certain way. But here's the most important thing to remember, and this is why having different dietary approaches, different options, is a good thing, despite the fact that they are all basically the same. The reason that some diets work for some people and other diets work for other people is because they have found what works best for them. So the most important thing to consider when thinking about what dietary approach will work for you is not what your favorite fitness guru is preaching online as part of their program they are trying to sell, because guess what? That's just marketing. Them hanging their hat and putting their word behind a certain dietary approach, even if they're not selling dietary programs, it doesn't mean that they know best. What they are trying to do is create that illusion that they have found the key to success. And part of success in fitness, as everyone knows, is diet. So if they look great, if they're trying to sell their programs and they are 100% hammering one specific dietary approach, it's all part of that illusion that they've cracked the code. But guess what?
What?
You could do any dietary approach, and as long as you apply it correctly, it will work. You will get the same results, because at the end of the day, all you're doing if you want to lose weight is creating a calorie deficit. All you're doing if you want to gain weight, if you want to gain muscle, is creating a calorie surplus. Macronutrients, yeah, they do need to be considered, but that is a different video for a different day. The point of this video is not what the best dietary approach is, but why you shouldn't be flip-flopping between dietary approaches every time you open Instagram and there's a new fad that's being pushed in your face. Because if you can't sustain a specific dietary approach long term, you're going to fail regardless. Here's a couple of things to think about when you are considering which of the many dietary approaches might work for you. Number one, what type of work do you do? Number two, what does your typical working day look like? Not the weekend, your typical working day, your 9 to 5 grind or whatever that may be. What does that look like? Number three, what does your personal life outside of work look like? Let me give you an example.
Let me talk to you!
If you are, let's say, working from home, you're sat at a computer all day in an empty house because you're single. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Your time will come. Your time will come. You're in a peaceful, controlled atmosphere. You haven't got external stress. And maybe without that external stress, without that strenuous activity throughout the day, you are going to be much more suited for something like intermittent fasting, where you can hold off on your food because your body's not going to be craving it from early in the morning. If you're looking to cut weight fast, you can maybe even try a low carb approach, because your body's not going to be active if you sat at a desk in the morning. You can pretty much get up, maybe take some coffee, and you're going to be pretty sedentary until your first meal of the day. Now, on the flip side of that, if you are a construction worker working a vigorous manual labor job, maybe moving heavy objects throughout the day, controlling heavy machinery that is very strenuous and very taxing on your body, and if you have a small baby at home who is up crying 3, 4, 5 times a night, so your sleep pattern is not optimal, maybe that ain't going to work for you, because you are going to need those meals in the morning to fuel the work that you do earlier in the day. You're going to need those carbohydrates to give you that source of energy throughout a vigorous, strenuous day. Do you see what I'm saying? So maybe in that case, you need to try a different approach. You can still have goals, you can still smash your goals, but you've got to find a different way to do it. Again, harping on the same thing, at the end of the day, it all comes down to this. Calorie deficit, calorie surplus, whatever your goal is, Set your calories up in a way that suits it, stick to it, and you'll find success. And of course, if you're new to this game and you want to actually make changes to your body, because you know what? Some people say they do, but they don't really commit that much. You've got to actually be sensible about things. So again, macronutrients. If you're looking at building a 2,000 calorie a day cutting diet and you're making it up of 5 400 calorie bags of chips, 400 calories, 400, 400, 400, 400. That ain't gonna do you much good. You've got to take that shit seriously. You've got to be sensible. You've got to be smart about the way you eat. Otherwise, you're just basically banging your head against a brick wall like this. But like I say, how to set up your macronutrients, that is another video for another day. Maybe tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. In conclusion, geezers, every diet will work if you follow these 2 principles. And these 2 principles are why you shouldn't change your dietary approach all the time. Number 1, you've got to give it time to work, some serious time, especially if you're starting off in a place that you don't want to be. Let's say you are overweight, you want to lose weight. And it's not just about eating well for a few days. It's about completely reprogramming your body, what your body expects out of your nutrition, because you know what? It's got used to a lot of shit. Give it time. If you don't see results in the first 3, 4, 5 days, it doesn't mean it's time to change your approach. It's gonna take time to see changes regardless of what approach you use. And number 2, you've got to stop kidding yourself and you've got to stop cheating yourself, because it's all well and good intending to eat well. So many people have the intention to improve themselves, even sticking to it 80-90% of the time. It's better than nothing. But if you're heading out with your friends drinking and binging every weekend, if you're grabbing a cheeky one-off snack on your way home from work, not realizing that that snack is completely erasing the calorie deficit that you've managed to maintain all day. Or if old Marjorie from the finance office at work has just had her first granddaughter, and in order to celebrate she brings a box of Chockies for everyone, and she walks around like, would you like a Chockie? Just a granddaughter, I just wanted to bring a box of Chockies to celebrate. If you think to yourself, oh, it's a one-off innit, it's Marjorie's daughter, you've never even spoken to her, so why are you eating chocolate? Just say, listen Marjorie, first of all, nice to meet you. Second of all, congratulations. Have you got a picture? She gets it out of the phone, she shows it. It's not that cute, to be honest, but you know what? You fake it. Absolutely bloody gorgeous, Marjorie. Congratulations, absolutely gorgeous. It's been a pleasure talking to you today for the first time ever. Here's a bottle of red. Go home, crack it open with your grandkid, and have yourself a bloody good time. If you could not reject those temptations, then the only person that you're really hurting is you. Because here is the biggest takeaway from any fitness video in the world. No one gives a shit if you're fit or not. Look at Instagram and you think, oh, fitness, everyone loves to be fit. They don't. People just like following things. Half the people who follow these fitness influencers, it's almost as if they're saying, there's my intention to be fit. Look, this person gives crappy advice every so often. If you improve yourself, people might respond positively. They might compliment you, but let's be honest, no one really cares, and that's fine. You've got to do it for you. You're the one that you're kidding. You're the one that you're hurting, and you're the one that's going to be suffering long term in terms of health, in terms of your mentality, if you're not happy about the way you look, if you don't start to make the changes now. Pick a dietary approach, get your nutrition in order, and start improving yourself today. Now listen, I'm nobody on here. I've got about 1,000 followers and I appreciate every single one of you, but what I'm saying is I'm not trying to sell you anything yet. I've got nothing to lose. I've got nothing to hide. I just want to give good, truthful, honest advice. There is not one miracle diet. They will all work. But think about what suits your lifestyle. Find what works best for you. Stick to it. And I promise you, right from in here, right from my heart, you'll get where you want to be. You'll get there. Alright, that is it for today's video, guys. Let me know what you think about this light. Is it a little bit too bright? Is it a bit distracting when I'm going like that? Listen, if you found this information helpful, please drop me a like down below. Let me know your favourite dietary approach in a comment. The engagement helps, apparently. And of course, subscribe to the channel for all sorts of top quality Tomo content coming soon. Tomo, that's me, by the way, if you don't know my name. Bobby Thompson, Tomo. Until the next one, guys, have a great day and bye-bye.